we are wrapping things up today with Bahrain and China. Well, the electricity that was created from that last game between Indonesia and Jordan has dissipated just a little bit. Earlier today in this group, in fact, in Group B, we saw Korea win impressively over Chinese Taipei, although maybe that score should have been a little more convincing. You can see right now Korea followed by China, Chinese Taipei, and then China. But if China win this one, they will improve to 1-1, and then they will go up against Chinese Taipei with, in all likelihood, for a battle for second place. And as the Chinese team comes out, so Chi is here. Of course, he missed the first game, wasn't well. He's come out tonight. He's actually wearing his uniform, but there he is, the star of the show, but I don't know that he's going to play. It doesn't look like that he will. He is on the roster, and China will be hoping that he's ready to go at the business end of the tournament. But remember, they're coming off a loss to Korea, who looked outstanding. Well, I'm not going to talk on my own. What am I thinking about? I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by Mark Mills. And Mark, I haven't spoken to anybody today that is giving Bahrain much of a chance against China.
No, I think this is probably the one game where everyone has written off one of the sides before they start. And I think it's a little unfair. Yes, it is a big ask for them to come away and take a win here against the powerhouse Chinese team, particularly as China are now trying to bounce back from that loss. It makes it worse for Bahrain, to be fair. But they have talent, and the likes of Chisholm, Aldorazzi on the roster, it could be anyone's game at times.
Well, Mark, I think what we're going to do now is take a pause in the commentary so we can hear the playing of the national anthems.
We start with the anthem of China. Please remain standing for the national anthem of Bahrain. Thank you. And the referees for the games are Ahmed Al-Swadi.
Well, there's no doubt that this Bahrain team is, after its loss to Chinese Taipei, comes in with a lot of work to do against China, who still can't quite believe how good that game was that they played against Korea. And Korea won it. It was tight to the finish, easily one of the best games here. Good crowd as well. And now Bahrain, led by Chisholm. We both agreed that with Chisholm, he couldn't have done any more in the game that they lost to Chinese Taipei.
No chance. 24 points, 8 rebounds, 5 blocks. Just a phenomenal performance, playing 32.4 minutes. He gave everything he could, and some. It's now for the rest of the team. Aldorazzi stepped up with him as well, but they need more support. For me, look to go inside to Hamuda a bit more would be beneficial. For China on the other end of the floor, they need to put more pressure on the ball. They really didn't pressurize things enough.
Well, I think what we're going to do is have a look at the judges, the referees. Well, no, we're not. We're going to look at Mindaugas Lukosius, the head coach of Bahrain, who's hoping for a turnaround today. I felt like after their World Cup qualifiers, their Asian qualifiers campaign, that Bahrain would come in and maybe be too much to handle for Chinese Taipei, but a more experienced Chinese Taipei team showed up than had played in the Asian qualifiers.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
and really handled them.
Yeah, they did. And from Bahrain's point of view, it's they're building. They're in a building phase. You know, the inclusion of Wayne Chisholm is going to be important for them to build on that, but they do need more breadth. They can't just focus in so narrowly, you know, 2-3 players doing all the heavy lifting. The rest of the roster need to step up in this game.
I love this angle. It's my favorite part of the game. The camera rolls across, and there they are. The three men, Ahmed Al-Balushi, Ahmed Al-Yassin Al-Shuaili, and Matthew Ryan Bathurst from Oman, Iraq, and New Zealand. They will be doing the job tonight with the whistle. The referees. And we appreciate all the hard work that everybody does, including those guys. So, Sun Mingwei, Zhao Rei, Gu Huan, Fan Ziming, and Hu Mingshan in the starting five tonight. Zhai Wang, Zhou, He, Fu, Zhang, and Zhu all on the bench rather for Coach of China. There he is, former player himself. Wasn't that long ago that we saw Du Feng making big shots, making big passes, coming up with big defensive plays. And now he's the brain trust, or part of the brain trust of Chinese basketball, trying to bring the good times to China. I'm really curious to see who's going to be in the starting five. So it's going to be Wayne Chisholm, Matham Issa, Ali Jaber Hassan, Jasmine Kadam. It's going to be Hamed Hamuda, excuse me, and Ahmed Al-Gharazi, Al-Tawash, Rashid, both Rashids, Akbar, Nasser Hassan, and Bendayan coming off the bench for Coach Mindaugas Lukosius from Lithuania.
We pass the ball for Wayne, yes, with the 5 down, horse 5, sorry, horse 5, you're going, Jabber, set a screen, okay, you're going here and out, please, very quickly, now, passer, even, wait, if you get the ball here, no problem, cut, and after go, okay, go for the position, play one-on-one, be ready. If they will play, don't forget about ice defense. Even they will play from the top. If they stay like this, set a screen, attack, pass for the wing. And from this side, cut, or even no player, if one player, some way of wings. Motion. Let's go, guys. Yes, motion, move.
Well, you never know how things are going to unfold here tonight and in the next game, but you know, we're just looking ahead to think, and we think we kind of have an idea how this is going to unfold. We suspect that China will probably finish second. Remember, Korea have already won both of their games, including beating China and Chinese Taipei. They still got to play Bahrain, but if Bahrain lose tonight, they will be 0-2. And it's looking more and more like China could finish second and take on Indonesia in the qualification for the quarterfinals. But you never know, Chinese Taipei might beat China. And I don't know if that would be an upset or not. I think we'll have a better idea after China's performance tonight. So still a lot of work to do. The reality is both of these teams lost both of their games, so they come into tonight with some pressure. And now it's about time to see who's going to respond to it better. Well, good evening, everybody. We are underway And China trying to throw the ball down low. It goes out of bounds. So China wearing the dark uniforms, attacking the basket to the left when the opening tip and throw it out of bounds.
And it's interesting that they go straight to Fan. He had an impressive game in game 1. 7 points, 12 rebounds against Korea. And a little bit under the radar, realistically, Fan Ziming.
I was impressed by him against Korea.
Yeah, did a great job, really did. Stepped up to the plate when his team needed him. Didn't, you know, help him quite get the win, but certainly did his fair share of the work.
Al-Darazi feeds it down low, Kedem. And, excuse me, Kadim missing. And now it's China's turn. Sun whips it over to Zhao Rui. He's off target. Oh, look at that overhead pass from Chisholm.
And I like that Hamuda leaking out early. Bahrain clearly identifying that one of their best chances to score in this game is going to be in transition. Try and leak out, cheat on the defensive end if they can, and get some easy points quickly.
Three-point shot is good. How about that from Issa? Zhao Rui whips the pass across to his fellow excellent three-point shooter, Hu Chen.
And you just can't give him that kind of space. He's been so strong. 22 points against Korea, including 39% from the perimeter. Hu Chen is, yeah, an absolute dead-eye for China.
Boy, this is a tough assignment for any player, including those in the China jersey. Chisholm is a man. Look at him go. Oh, goes off the rim. Good job, though, by Fan Ziming. Oh. Almost a foul there by Bahrain. And 3 free throws awarded after the foul by Kadam. So good going to the line.
For Bahrain, it's finding that balance. He does need to chase the shooters out. There's no two ways about it. China are a good shooting team. They've performed well. They were shooting 39%, 13 from 33 in game day 1. So you're going to have to chase them out, but you need to temper that as well because they will look to draw the foul off you. They don't mind if the 3 points come from the perimeter or from the free throw line. It's all worth the same.
He's a good shooter from three-point range, and he's showing he's a good shooter inside the arc, or rather at the free throw line where he makes all 3.
Interesting now, China going into a little bit more of a pressure defense.
Pass to Chisholm, and he powers his way up. Fan Ziming stood his ground, had his hands raised straight up. But Chisholm is a complete package.
He'll look to get the majority of his points in the paint exactly that way, just physicality.
And Kadim almost forcing the turnover, but stepping in there, Hu Mengshan with the jump shot. Good defense by Sun, knocking it away. Al-Darazi has it. Oh, another gamble. Al-Darazi. Best way to beat pressure or deal with pressure is to beat it or attack it. And there's Chisholm hustling and getting to the rim. Boy, he beat China to the basketball. He means business tonight.
Yeah, clearly he does. You know, I think he realizes how much is on his shoulders for today's game. If they are going to have this big upset win, you know, they're within 1 after 3.5 minutes, so it's a good start for Bahrain, but it's going to rest on Chisholm's shoulder an awful lot.
Great work there from Hamed Hamouda, and the three-pointer is good. So Al-Darazi drilling it from downtown.
And no real surprise that it's that Al-Darazi Chisholm 1-2 punch that Bahrain are leaning on in this early going. Those two combined for more than half of Bahrain's points in that game, first game day.
Another three-pointer for you-know-who, number 12. Al-Darazi tries to answer. Quick pass into traffic. China come up with the ball. Fine, and he pulls up on the line. Oh boy. He really means business for this China team from three-point range. It's not somebody that you can leave open.
No, you really can't. You know, out of every player pretty much within this Chinese roster, he is the absolute sharpshooter. And you have to almost give up your assignment. If you're Bahrain and you see that there's been a mismatch or a screen has created separation, you have to give up on your assignment and chase him out.
Here they are again, Sun. Bounce pass, Fan. How about that? Old school just lays it up. And China go up by 6, forcing Lukosius to call timeout.
Yeah, no glitz or glamour from Fan. Just the old school pick and roll. Executing it perfectly.
Around here and you are chasing them. You think that you think that you will make the defense. It's no defense, guys. We need to foul. We have 0. We have 1 foul just. And we are leaving them, okay, run 2 times the fast break and that one. Okay, offense, listen. Offense, 2 now. We will do shirt 2, what he said. You are here, yes, on that side. Ali Jabbar, go the other side, pass the ball for and Ahmed, okay, set a screen, back screen with Ahmed, yes?
It's a wry smile from Fan Zimming. But the story really has been Gu Chen, who has come out and just drilled it. 12 points already. There he is, Gu.
And for me,
knows what to do.
It's players like Gu who provide the strength of this Chinese team. They have plenty of talent on the floor, as we see for the first time Wang Jielin come into the game, which is good to see as well. He didn't play in game day 1, and he's definitely one of the bigs to look out for. But that's where the bigs get their strength, because they know if the defense collapses on them, they've got spotters, they've got shooters that are just finding space on the perimeter, waiting for that pass.
So Wang Jielin going to see what he can do with, now, good job, strong job by Kadim, as he's fouled by number 23, Hu Mingxin. Oh, Wang Jielin forces the turnover. Gu over to the corner, and Chisholm fouled. I know they're just going to, yeah, they have called the foul, I believe, again on number 23, Hu Mingxin.
And 2 quick fouls on him. See if Coach Du reacts. Doesn't look like it's at all reacting to the second foul. I'm sure he has his rotation in mind and would like to stick as close to that as he can.
Nathan Issa. Has he got MJ written on his jersey?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, that's pretty bold. There you go. And he explodes. Passes to the corner. Aldarazi. Kadam went for the rebound. Aldarazi hustles back to play defense. The switch. Go. That's just not fair, is it? Unbelievable.
It's like
what a talent.
He's like a cheat code, let's be honest. It's that straightforward. He's the cheat code that China have right now.
4 3-pointers in the first 3.5 minutes of the game. $15 points already for him. Now he's got the rebound. Wang Jaelin rather, fouled.
Well, I think Chisholm may have just popped his finger out there. He's going for a bit of treatment, or maybe have got a cut.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure if it's a cut or.
He's being led by his hand to the bottom of the bench right now.
Remember, that was the key part in the first game. They were coming back against Chinese Taipei, and then he got injured, went out, and when he came back in, they had just lost 10 points, and they never got back into it. One thing you have to say about this China team, they make the defense work.
Yeah, they do, and it's all team offense as well. They don't, very rarely do they rely on any kind of one-to-one offensive creation. It's all about working together as a unit, and they know they're going to get shots, and they're going to get multiple options as well in their offensive sets. It's not all building to one option.
Zhang from near the elbow and makes another jump shot. Hamuda backs up, fades. Nasser in the game, hustles back down the floor, and Aldarazi commits the foul. China up by 11 points.
Yeah, it's just the shoulder shake from Zhang.
I think Chisholm is ready to go back in.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine we've seen him out of the game for very long, to be honest with you. He wants to be on the floor as well. You have to give him a huge amount of respect for.
He's like, I am going back in, right? I'm ready.
I don't even think it was a conversation. Go. It was one of those where he just went and, yeah, I'm going to sit down on the subs.
Wang Jaelin,
he's in the restricted area. Tried to take the charge, but he was too deep.
Yep, and he said to the referee, I got you. Nice pass too. Oh, looked like he might have walked, but it doesn't matter because he missed the shot.
Yeah, it was almost like a two-footed Euro step.
Oh boy, China are just on fire from three-point range. 5 for 7.
Yeah, so far in this Asia Cup, that has been where they've done a lot of the damage. They were 39% in game day 1, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be above that in game day 2.
But it gets it right back. Hamuda.
And for me, he's been, you know, the games I've commentated, not just here at the Asia Cup, but the World Cup qualifiers, he's one of the silent heroes for Bahrain. He comes in, gets the job done, doesn't need to be on the ball all the time, but puts in good performance and good shift almost every game.
Zhao Rui to Wang Jaelin.
And Wang is so difficult to stop when he gets that low. He's super strong. He has good control, good footwork.
Boy, there's a lot of ball there. I agree with you. I agree with you, Hamed. It's tough enough. But those things even out, don't you worry. I just noticed he's got some little flecks of, what would you call that, in his hair?
Yeah, little highlights.
Highlights, just call them highlights.
He's going for the look, right?
China like a well-oiled machine right now on offense.
Yeah, and China not taking their foot off the gas at all, trying to press them at every opportunity. He needs to get out of the corner.
Boy, that was a tough drive.
That is hard-nosed offense.
Impressive. Impressive by Rashid. We've seen it. We saw it against Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, he certainly showed glimmers in that game against Chinese Taipei, and that takes real confidence in yourself. You've been harassed all the way in that offense, and then just to take it straight back at China. The right thing to do.
Two-three zone.
And even potentially a 1-3-1 zone.
Oh, wow. Why do you go into a zone, though, against a team that's already hit 5 of 7 three-pointers? Now they go 6 of 8.
If it is a 1-3-1 zone, it can defend against three-pointers. What it can't defend is corner threes. That's the weakness in that zone. And it's a huge weakness in that zone. As soon as the opposition work the corner shot out and get it going, you just have to walk away from it.
Oh, boy, what a rebound that was by Chisholm. And Kadam going after it and scores. What a terrific play. He's fouled. Extra effort pays off. You get it from Chisholm. You get it from Kadam. Oh.
Wow. Yeah, that could have been really nasty. It was completely accidental, but that could have been really nasty.
Yeah, because he broke his fall with his hand.
Yeah.
I saw Bert Martin play basketball once.
I always made the claim I'd never had a broken bone. And then my ankle got sore. I went to the hospital and they said to me, "When did you last break your ankle?" And I was like, "I've never broken it." And they went, "You've broken it 3 times.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You just played with pain.
Well, back in the day, you just strap your boot up tight and you can't feel your foot. That was the way, right?
That's why we can't walk now.
Yeah, that's why we're, yeah. We look about 30 years older than I am.
Again, from the other side, this time well short. Hamuda picks up the dribble. Oh, must have been batted out of his hand.
Showing some game.
And Rashid, oh boy, they have to look. Well, Bahrain, they're battling and they're competing against a hot shooting China team. You wouldn't think China would shoot that hot all night, but you got to praise them, boy. They've been knocking them down. China lead at 29-18 after 1.
You're absolutely right. You don't expect China to be shooting like that all night, but part of the reason they're shooting 6 from 9 from downtown at the moment is Bahrain are not chasing out. They're not putting enough work in on the perimeter. Understandably so, they're trying to protect their paint, but it's just not working out for them at the moment. That said, they trail by 9. You know, I think for me, my expectation was it was going to be a bigger lead for China at the end of the first. As long as they can stay within this kind of single digits, maybe low double digits, they give themselves a chance. Especially when you've got players like Chisholm on the floor.
Yeah, they need Chisholm just to stay healthy, stay on the court. Alderazi's playing hard. Definitely Ali Jaber Kadam is playing hard. And it feels like they really need to get something from Mustafa Hussein Rashid. He's a difference maker.
Yeah, he is. You know, Alderazi and Chisholm will do what they can do, but even if they have huge games, there needs to be 1 or 2 other players within the Bahrain roster that step up. Hamuda looks like he's up for the game, both ends of the floor, already starting to contribute and make an impact, but there needs to be more, and like you say, potentially from Mustafa Rashid.
We'll scan that barcode in, folks, for Courtside 1891 for video stream schedules and scores. Gets into your smartphone.
You're getting slicker and slicker with getting all that away in the time that the QR code is on the screen. It's impressive. Yeah. Practice makes perfect, right?
Yes, just gotta speak quickly. As quickly as possible. Gu chasing it in. Rashid gonna inbound the basketball. He's gonna try to anyway. So, is that a quick 5? I mean, that's a 5-second count?
No, foul, I think. I think it was on Adorazzi for pushing
right,
away.
Okay, I got you.
Adorazzi's claiming he's having his shirt pulled. But Sun does play ridiculous denial defense. You know, the way his footwork is so great at playing that denial defense.
So it was on, yep, Alderazzi on Sun. And Wang Jailin doesn't give up. Wow.
Just needs to be a little bit careful with that elbow. It's getting close to a hook to clear out Chisholm.
Rashid fouled by Zhao Rui.
Yeah, final warning now for the Chinese team as well. They're questioning a lot of calls, you know, turning into a bit of that game where both sides are doing the same. And China are always going to have to accept they're going to get those additional calls against them just because of the intensity they put on the defensive end.
Oh, what a nice drive. Rashid, boy, has a lot to offer. All over the court.
I think Wang Jailin getting called for that foul? No.
Offensive foul. It's on Zhao Rui.
That is on Zhu.
Yeah, you're right. It was Zhu. Excuse me.
Off the ball. So
it was Zhao that had the light blinking, but now he changed it. There's the drive, and there is the finish. Chisholm. He just gets after it, doesn't he? He doesn't say where's the foul.
No, just tough-nosed, old-school four-man. It's not necessarily about spreading the floor. It's just about the physical encounter.
Offensive foul on Sun. Al-Balushi, the Oman referee, makes the call. Fan Zemin coming back into the game.
Yeah, I think it was Wang Jiling that got called for the foul. It was a
for
legal
the move,
screen, yeah. Oh, poor pass.
That's right when they get the turnover, they turned it right back over.
Yeah. Ali Rashid there just throwing Aldorazzi under the bus, and Aldorazzi picks up another foul. That's his third. That is a big problem for Bahrain. And nothing really his fault in that situation. Just got thrown a really bad pass and just had the foul drawn off him.
So the first three is good. First is good. Here's Jin. And Zhu takes the second. You can hear the call to battle from Wayne Chisholm. Telling his guys they can't play soft. And Rashid splits the D, and the foul is called on Fan.
Chisholm using his extensive vocabulary to get that point across. Interesting that they're just going to run Aldorazzi. I suppose the mindset is, yeah, he's in foul trouble.
Puts it up, boy. He is just instant offense, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. But with Aldorazzi, I presume they're just going, well, what's the point in saving his fouls for? We need to stay in this game. He's going to help us stay in the game. There's no point in him, you know, having some fouls to spare if we're down by 30.
Ooh, ball kick goes out of bounds. So Aldarasi is going to come out of the game, and Altawash is going to spell him.
I don't think he'll stay out of the game for long if this lead starts opening out.
Sun makes progress. Good defense from Rashid. Now doing it on the defensive end as well. He is absolutely fearless. Look at this. There he goes. Bounce pass, beautiful play. Gets it back.
Smart move, just to slow it down, reset. They're clearly getting the space they need to get to the basket, so just go again.
There it is from deep. Yeah, Nasser couldn't quite control that pass, or he wasn't quite ready for it. Oh boy. Again, Gu, his 5th three-pointer of the game.
And Chisholm puts his hand up there saying, that's my fault, I should have chased it out. But then he also pointed back to the paint and said, I shouldn't really be here on the perimeter.
Now, Rashid loses control. Zhao Rei picks it up. Gu shares it. Zhu misses. And now exploding to the other end. Ali Rashid now brings it back out. Chisholm.
And right now, Bahrain seem to be settling for whatever opportunities they have, rather than trying to force things a little bit and develop and create their own spaces. They're just settling for whatever China really offer them, which isn't much at the moment.
Sun gets in the paint, puts it up and in.
I love the way that Sun plays the game. It's just always intense, just the look on his face. He's never takes his focus down at all.
Three-point shot, air ball from Rashid. Zhao Rei open. Bullet dodged for Bahrain.
And it's now down to Bahrain to try and create something. What style of offense do they want to play right now? They need to consciously decide that rather than just kind of fall into whatever they're given.
Ooh. Putting it up, and Zhu feeling it.
Yeah, they have been warned.
So
going to get a double technical if not.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Double technical.
He needs to be careful. He's going to get thrown out of the game if he doesn't stop moaning. They've been warned. Any other player that complains to the officials should just be given a technical. I understand why they're frustrated.
Oh, he's gone. He's out of the game. Zhao Rei. Wow.
That's idiotic. That's absolutely. He's going to be careful, because if he's not careful, he'll be disqualified for future games, which would be ridiculous. Over one foul. And this is over one flashpoint. This isn't something that's been going on. He really needs to sit down and be quiet. That's the simple answer. His teammates need to sit on him and stop him standing up. And
does he not have to leave his seat? He has to go?
Yeah, he has to go, right? He's thrown out of the game. 2 techs, he needs to go back to the locker room. And I understand why they're frustrated. Absolutely understand why they're frustrated. Look like Altawash pushed the ball into the face, but they need to appreciate that they're not going to change it.
They called the first technical on Sun.
Yeah.
And then they called a technical on Zhao Rei.
In fact, I think the first was on Zhao Rei, then it was on Sun, then it was on Zhao Rei again, I think. I think there's 3 technical fouls when called. Yeah, I think the commissioner is now going to explain that he has to leave. He's not happy about leaving. Still pointing, I think, at the official. Needs to be careful. These behaviors will not be accepted by FIBA, nor should they be.
Yeah. So a real opportunity here. Altawash goes to the line and makes the first. An opportunity for Bahrain to get back into the game. So Zhao Rei, I'm just trying to confirm it. Yeah, so it's definitely 3 technicals.
Yep, Zhao Rui with 2 and Sun with 1.
Yeah, okay, that's what we thought. It was just slow to be confirmed in the official scoring.
Bless the person doing the stats.
Yeah.
That's quick hands to make that come up. But yeah, the interesting thing for me is that Zhao Rui played nearly 31 minutes in game day 1, was 20-point contributor in that game. He's not a small piece of the puzzle for Coach Du. But that said, there are plenty of people within that roster that can step in and take those minutes. But it's not ideal because they're trying to build something in a tournament.
Yeah, one of their best players, no doubt about it. It's unfortunate. But at the end of the day, what can you do? Drew, short, and Chisholm. But Chisholm, I think, needs to rebound that. They wanted to get down. He wanted to get down the court and get an easy one, but now it's cost him 2 points. And that's a potential 4-point swing. And
this is what Chisholm was talking about, though. He doesn't want to come out and defend the perimeter because he knows that his teammates won't defend the paint. He has to be the rim protector.
And China come up with the basketball.
And it's important now for China to focus on exactly that, playing basketball. They need to forget what's just happened. They need to forget that one of their teammates is out.
Ziming has it blocked and taken away. Chisholm, open floor. Rashid into the corner. Aldorazzi for 3. Good! And now it's a 10-point game.
And no real surprise that Aldorazzi's back in the game. To a certain degree, the coach just will smell a little bit of blood in the water with that for Raw. With all those technicals, bring your best team on and try and take advantage of that as best you can.
So China can play with fire, but they got to get their composure back. And I think they'll be all right, but right now they're just opening the door up.
They're getting frustrated at all the calls. And the trouble you've got is whether the call's right or wrong, you can be frustrated by that, but it's unlikely you having a go at the official is going to make him change his mind. I've never seen it happen. I've never seen a call overturned because you've got angry at an official.
Of course, if Bahrain were able to come back and win this game,
that puts China under a huge amount of pressure.
It does, because they go up against Chinese Taipei.
Having to win.
And also, it would mean Korea would not punch their ticket for the quarterfinals tonight if Bahrain win.
That's a smart foul from Altawash as well.
I wonder what when a player gets ejected and goes to the locker room, does he stay there?
Does he just sit there and stew? Is it like being sent to your room as a child? That's what it feels like.
You don't think he tries to sneak in to the arena?
I've seen it before. I've seen coaches get ejected from games and go to the hospitality area and stay in some of the hospitality boxes overlooking the arena.
You don't think they just go to the hospitality area to
drown their sorrows?
Yeah, no, not drown their sorrows, just get the good food that's on offer. Now they're trying to battle their way back into it. China trying to get back on track. Clearly rankled right now are the Chinese.
Yeah, they are, and they've got to settle. They absolutely have to settle. You know, coaches talk about this a lot, and just generally people talk, control the controllables.
Yeah.
They can't control the officials. They're not going to change the officials. So try and ignore that as best you can and deal with what you've got to do.
I'm just really surprised China lost their composure in that situation. Up 14.
To that extent.
He just got another tee. He's gone. Sun. He's just been ejected. And they have just completely lost their composure.
Yeah, they have. They've lost it. This is unreal. This really puts them under some serious pressures. They've lost two of their main guards now.
I can't understand at this level with the experience
that
Zhao Rui and Sun Mingwei have. And now the Bahrain players are looking around saying, hey, maybe somebody else will get a couple technicals.
Well, it's not even that. For Bahrain now, they're looking at it and going, this just got a little bit easier. We actually have a real chance now. We're only down by 10. They've lost 2 of their key frontline players, 2 of their starting 5 players. We have a real opportunity to come away with a surprise win and really keep our hopes of making it through this group alive.
Well, he makes one of the 2 free throws. And now makes one of the two techs. No, one of the.
I think he gets 2 free throws because it was a disqualifying foul.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
I think you get 1 for the first and then 2 for the disqualification.
They should have put Altawash back in there. He made all of them. And right now they've made 1 of 3 free throws.
It's a weird selection.
Altawash is in the game. Why didn't he go to the line?
It's a weird selection. He didn't make a free throw in the first game either.
So he made 2 of 4. He said, I'm sorry. He wears the number 7. That's supposed to be the lucky number 7. But in the end, I think they'll be pleased. They're down 8, and now China without 2 of their players, and Dufang is no doubt upset, and alarm bells ringing back in Beijing. And now the 3-pointer.
They're ringing a little bit louder.
He just makes up for it. Matham Issa. It's a 5-point game, and Chisholm. And here comes Matham Issa again. Gets it to Chisholm, and he goes up and he's fouled. I don't think we're going to see any more talking from the Chinese players to the referee after what we have seen.
And the thing you've got as well is we've obviously China have lost 2 players, but they've only got 11 men on their roster anyway.
Right.
Because Zhu Qi's not playing.
So they've only got 9 players.
They've got 9 players to work through now.
So Qi might be thinking right now, I wonder if I'm going to be going into the game, potentially just to stand on the court.
And 2 of those players are on 2 fouls.
This would be a case study on how to throw away your chances at getting to the podium of a major event.
Yeah.
If Bahrain were able to come back and win.
Yeah, it truly would.
Now, are there any lasting implications? I'm trying to think any lasting implications.
I don't think they carry forward suspensions or anything along those lines, unless I presume any of the video is reviewed on their behavior after being thrown out of the game, which potentially it could be. Sun left without much hassle, but Zhao didn't.
Chisholm with a strong rebound. You know what? I could watch that guy play all day. He's amazing, isn't he?
He really plays the game fun.
Issa. He's come to life, hasn't he? Good hands by Hu. Dufang has definitely got his work cut out for him for the rest of the night.
And for me now, if I'm Coach Du, just hold on to any lead. Just 2 minutes and 18 seconds of stability and consistency. No flare-ups. Just let's get to the locker room and we can rebuild. Also, if I was Coach Du, I would not want either of those players in the locker room when I get back.
No.
I want them in a separate room away. They don't need to be any more disruptive.
Look at that play on. He misses the shot, Hamuda. What a terrific opportunity. That would have been on the highlight reel. What an opportunity that goes begging.
Yeah, I would have brought them within a point as well.
Driving in, who misses? Chisholm with the rebound. I'm just astonished that 2 of China's more veteran players have really, from my perspective, they've really let the team down.
Oh, they truly have. They've thrown their teammates under the bus in this one.
Altawash saves it before it goes out of bounds. Kadam able to get it up. Now here comes Hoop. And good job, Kadam saves it in bounds. Matham Issa gets it, 3-on-1 break. And Hamuda for again. And Huda's got to get.
I think that was the pass. That's a poor pass. As a big man, you don't need a pass below your waist.
Yeah, good point.
That low in the paint, that's, you know, he's either got a, ideally what you want to do is you need to split, so he should have driven the right-hand lane. He should have gone down the right-hand lane and giving space for Hamuda to work. Just driving straight down the middle.
Hook's coming back into the game, number 25 for Hook. 24-year-old Hu Mingxin, Guangdong Dongwon Bank. So back in the game. Oh, look at the effort. Falls kindly, and Hamuda commits the foul. Well, 107 remaining. All sorts of drama. We haven't had this sort of drama here at the FIBA Asia Cup until now.
And it makes this halftime locker room, we've just got a little over a minute to go, it makes it so important for both coaches. It really does. It's for Coach Lukosius to set the scene almost for his team, to say, look, you're never going to get a better opportunity than now, but you've got to go out and give it some for the 20 minutes to push against this Chinese team and come away with the win. And for Coach Du, he can go one of two ways. He can put his team against the officials and go, the whole world hates us, let's prove them wrong.
Yeah.
Or he can tell his players that
Focus
that's
on the game.
crazy.
Yeah.
You can't behave like that. That does us no favors. You need to have more composure in pressure situations.
This could be a game where Rashid can really take over. He's back in. Or this man, Wayne Chisholm.
Love that play.
Goodness me. Oh, he brought out the gun show.
Love that play. Just raw strength to push his way along the baseline.
Beautiful bounce pass. Good D, though. Chisholm's got it.
That's great D by Cardam as well. He's stepping in and playing above his height again. Comes in and really helps out in the front court for Bahrain.
10 points, 8 rebounds for Chisholm. And that time maybe tried to do a little too much. China tried to get out in the court quickly to score. They put it up from deep. Oh, that was big time from number 29, Zhang Weiza. And Chisholm didn't hustle down to play D, so he was there for the easy one, but he's injured. He's holding his chest like, I got to come out. I can't breathe. It can't stop. They're going to take it up to the end, so hopefully Chisholm's okay, because he's in a lot of pain.
Yeah, the medical team are going to come on and look after him, I think, on that one.
Du storms off the court. You can see he's upset, but for various reasons, China lead at 45-41 at halftime over Bahrain. And they are not going to have Zhao Rui. They're not going to have Sun Mingwei the rest of the way. So the big concern right now is Wayne Chisholm and whether or not he's going to be able to go. When he drove, he obviously got some type of contact in the chest.
Yeah, it's either chest or the neck or something along those lines. He looks like he was having trouble breathing.
Just don't want anything bad to happen.
Certainly a first half full of drama, without a shadow of a doubt. It looked like China were cruising their way, as we see Gu leading the way with 18 points for Coach Lukosius. He can smell blood in the water. He knows that there's a big potential here for an upset. They only trail by 4. China are reduced to a 9-man roster with 1 injury and 2 disqualifications. So,
well, there's a couple of different things here. As we look at the highlights of this, the referee that was calling the technicals, some of the technicals had already teed up somebody. It took him all of, what, 5 seconds the other day to tee somebody up.
Yeah, Tino got teed up very quick.
And so, surely, China would have seen that because they would have been scouting that game.
Potentially, but even in that situation, I don't think.
So then the technical's called. So then if you see your teammate teed up, why are you saying anything? And
you should be dragging him away.
So
yeah.
So then once you get another tee, you know the light should go off and you should say, oh my gosh, we better shut up and start playing basketball.
Even if you're on the other team, for Bahrain, they need to look at this and go, I'm not going to talk to the ref now, because clearly any conversation with the referee is going to end up in a technical foul. So they're just being, you know, super careful. But
anybody in the FIBA Asia Cup would be so stupid, and we know who we're talking about here, to talk to the refs the rest of the way after what we've seen tonight. Seriously.
Yeah, you
because
have to
now
be careful.
China had a relatively, what appeared to be a straightforward path to victory in this game.
Yeah.
To now having to fight for their lives to get their first win of the FIBA Asia Cup, and to avoid being on the edge, on the verge of elimination.
And it's going to require some of China's usual kind of role players to come in and take a bit more of a front seat in the game today. And who's it going to be? One of those players needs to step into that void, because at the moment there's probably about a 30-point void that's been disqualified from the game. That's the way you have to look at it.
Well, it could be Zhang who just hit that three-pointer, and don't tell me that Chinese Taipei is not licking its lips in anticipation of going up against its rival China in their next game. Yeah, that spices things up, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's a spicy enough tie already. They came to blows in their recent qualification meeting,
So you wanted action, you wanted drama, you wanted controversy, you wanted many talking points. You got it.
Who will you become when the moment arrives and you're carrying the expectations of an entire nation, representing your people and their dreams, the colorful faces in the streets, the screaming fans in the stands? It's time to make your move. All eyes on you, all hope, all heart. Because when you win for all.
Chance to run, a rare chance, and here he goes, Nazarian, and no, he gets the score! What an incredible finish from Nazarian. Give credit where it's due, he did not want to charge, so he pauses right at the end. Bounce pass, and Gavrilov flushes it. Here's Timmons driving in and throwing it down. We saw him miss one early. He wasn't going to miss that one, was he? Kawamura, look at it. Another pass to the corner. Got it! Right at the buzzer. Deadeye, Yudai Nishida, another three for him. And again, look at the pass. Oh my goodness! Ready for takeoff or what? El Darwich has got some hops.
that quick first step as well, and he just left Parks completely in his dust as he flew past him.
Oh, good play, India. Hey, they're getting out and running. They look good. They look a lot better than anticipated. Share back to Gavrilov, pump fake, his baseline, he gets blocked right at the rim by Watanabe. Look at this. Not in Jakarta, my friend. Look at Bobby Ray. Bounce pass, oh, that was a slick one. And now another slick bounce pass. And Gilas. Good basket.
That pass from Kwamba was absolutely perfect. So difficult to make those passes, not to catch legs, not to just turn the ball over.
Oh, there's the Cedars are showing us something right now, folks.
Ah, it's beautiful. Precision. And the baseline cut as well.
And they get over just in time. Navarro.
This is a Navarro flush. Bando was asking for the alley-oop pass, and Navarro said, nah, I've got this one.
Gu with 18 points, leading the way. And I think the phrase hot as a Chinese firecracker comes to mind. He was hot.
He absolutely was. He was flying early on, and, you know, Bahrain were really struggling to stop him. And you can almost now, looking back at how that first half panned out, how thankful are they that he was that hot at the start of the game, because they could be in some serious problems now. They could be in quite a heavy deficit if he hadn't had such a hot hand early on.
So how do Bahrain, do they adapt their strategy or adjust their strategy to with the shortened rotation now for China without their main guard?
I think it helps Bahrain as we're going to see Chisholm as always as a leading scorer at 12 points. You know, hopefully he's okay. Looked like he was a little bit injured and a little bit beaten up heading to the locker room. But I think it takes the pressure off Bahrain having to run a deeper rotation themselves. So we're going to see, I think, more of their frontline players in the game longer, which is key. The point that I would be interested to see is, and this is probably the cynical side of me, do Bahrain play on the fact that they know the Chinese players are wound up? Do they try and give them nudges? Do they try and push them towards losing their composure again? Because the officials are going to look for it now, you know, and rightfully so. That's cynical of me to believe that.
Yeah, I would hope they wouldn't, that they would just come out and play. And because it's like you said, I mean, there was probably something that happened that got the Chinese upset that they felt like wasn't called.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the way it's turned out, Bahrain have benefited.
Oh, massively. Absolutely massively, and you couldn't have predicted that the Chinese team would have reacted that way. Like you say, in the heat of the moment, you see red mist, you react to something, you didn't get the call you thought you were going to get, and the officials call a technical foul on your teammate, and it just compounds how hard done by you feel. But they have to use that experience that they all have to step back and, you know, go and have a moan at yourself. Go and find somewhere and talk to the basket, you know. Whatever it is you need to get rid of that aggression, that frustration, just don't aim it towards the officials, because that's never going to end up well for you.
Well, at the other end of the court, we're looking at the Chinese jump shooters. Chisholm has walked out, so he appears to be okay. Gu, he's probably thinking, how many threes am I going to have to hit tonight to carry my team to its first victory at the FIBA Asia Cup?
Potentially, I'd say same again. That's what it feels like. He's going to have to repeat that first half in the second half. Gu could come away with a 32, 34-point game here.
No, he's a revelation for me, how good he was.
Truly.
But I suppose he's played in the qualifiers, and but the way he's done it here has just been almost automatic.
Yeah, he's looked very, very good.
So I'm going to tell you, in fact, against Korea, he had 22 points and 5 rebounds, and it was 5 of 13 from three-point range. So he actually hit more threes early, but he's got 5 tonight.
Yeah, and he does more than that. He had 5 rebounds in that first game as well. So it's not like he's just that almost special teams, that sharpshooter. He's contributing in many ways. We saw him coming out for the second half as we see the teams warming up, working with one of his teammates, trying to say, look, this is how you need to defend Chisholm, this is how you need to play. He's adding so much more value than just being that shooter, but as it stands right now, I think it's his shooting that's going to be most needed by China in the second half.
Well, what are China missing by not having Sun Wei? Well, in the first game, he had 7 assists and 5 rebounds to go with his 14 points. And what are they missing without Zhao Rui? Well, quite a bit, at least judging from his first game and from what we've seen in the past. He had 20 points in the first game, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And we know he's a good three-point shooter. He had 3 threes.
Yeah, he was 43% in that first game as well. Highly efficient offensive production. But now that production is reduced to 0, and Coach Du is left trying to work out where he brings that production in from. Which other players within that limited roster that he now has are going to step in and fill that void.
Let me qualify that, and maybe part of the frustration for them tonight was, I think Bahrain were cognizant of the fact that those 2 guys could hurt them, because they had combined tonight for 2 points on 1 of 3 shooting and not much else, really.
Yeah, I think at the stage
Like
where they were thrown out of the game, China was still in command, and pretty much they'd lent heavily on Gu to do the scoring for them, so they didn't really need to step in and score.
Yeah, they could have stepped up later in the game.
If Gu had been taken out of the game, that's potentially when they would come in and have an impact. But it's you know, we were thinking this was going to be a really one-sided game. This has now turned into a really interesting chess match for both of these coaches on how they approach this second half.
This is a real opportunity for some of these China players to really kind of demonstrate how good they are and how they can battle through the adversity of losing their two main guys. And I guess on the bright side, China's Sun and Zhao will learn, you know,
you'd hope so.
We can't, you know, they're going to have to sit down. They'll be frustrated, but we can't let something like this happen, because it's like you said, we've hung our teammates out to dry.
That's the thing. You know, from a coach's perspective, it's all well and good. He could go in and read the right act to them after the game, but I think the peer pressure is a much powerful situation. You know, you can always be a them and us against the coaches. You can't do that with your teammates. It's the worst feeling, and even talking about it now, you get that gut-wrenching feeling of the disappointment in the faces of your teammates. It's far worse than a coach telling you off.
Like this, bounce pass. If not, okay, he's going there.
Remember, he will not hit. He will not go hard hit. Fight from the Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
And the other thing, with Bahrain, you have to say, okay, they lost on opening day to Chinese Taipei. They came out with the right approach tonight. Hey, folks, get the FIBA Asia Cup app in your phone, download it, just put your phone up to that barcode, scan it in, and you'll be ready to go. You know, there was the kind of the impression that maybe Bahrain were dead in the water after the loss to Chinese Taipei. There's no way they're going to beat China. Well, guess what? Now, everything has changed.
Yeah, it has. This one is fully in the balance.
They still, yeah, it's in the balance.
I love how beholden we are to the clock. We're all ready to go, but the clock's still got seconds left on it.
So second half action is underway, and already the pressure defense from China by Zhu not allowing Bahrain to get the inbounds pass, turns it over.
For me, that's a hold all day long. They've got hands all over Alvaradze in that one. That's tough for him to break free when he's being held.
But Alvaradze wasn't going to complain, was he?
No, I think he's learned the lesson.
And shot clock violation. Goodness me, completely out of sync.
And that's where losing those two senior players may hurt them. That experience, that IQ, you know, leading on the floor, that might be what they lack.
9:44 on the clock, so how could the 24-second shots have gone off? I don't get that.
Unless it's only a 14 if it's a turnover like that.
Okay, sorry, I forgot to check. MJ, Metamisa, off to Alvaradze. Chisholm able to catch it, passes back outside. Hamoud right in time, and Wang Zhelin with the rebound, and up to Zhu. And Wang Zhelin, and the charge on Wang. So,
and he had so long then. That's the worst place to be, because Chisholm's looking at it going, oh, I'm going to get hit hard now, but I've got to take this one full on the chest.
He's outside the semicircle.
Yeah, it's a really smart play from Chisholm, but it's a horrible one as a player. You're standing there going, this is just going to hurt. It's just how much this hurts when I get hit.
Chisholm. Great defense by Wang, and good hustle by Zhai. Then Hamoud. Hamoud's got to get down on the floor and pick up the basketball. But look, he hustles back right when I'm criticizing him. He hustles back and takes it away.
That's a great job by Hamoud. You know, he puts everything in. Yet sometimes he's not quite at the highest level, and he switches off a little bit like he did in that last one. But he puts so much in just to fight back in.
One thing we see with China, boy, they are really reaching in on defense. Alvaradze puts it up. Good rebound by Gu. Pass whipped over to Zhu, and he's not going to pull up and attempt a three. That missed by Hu Mingxin.
2 minutes in and neither team has scored, and you wonder if this becomes a low-scoring game, who that's going to favor and potentially say
the back to split the D, hands it off to Hamuda. Are you kidding me? Wow, electric stuff.
Now it's within a single possession, the game. Bahrain looking bright in the early stage of the second half, and they need to be. They need to try and capitalize as early as they can.
Matham Issa with one of the plays of the game. I still can't get over it. Look at Wang Jaelin, great play. What a finish that was from Hu Mingxin. And Chisholm just takes the punishment, goes up and scores. Gu takes the punishment as well. A lot of flesh on flesh tonight for Chisholm.
I like the defensive match effort, Carden. Just as I say that,
Zhu
steps away.
Wide open for three. Number 30 drills it.
Chisholm's really struggling to breathe. He needs a sub.
So I guess he's still injured.
Yeah, I wonder if it's a cracked rib or something like that, maybe.
Well, taking that charge might not have helped him.
Yeah, clearly he is struggling. And the way he plays the game, there's no way he'd want to go out. He's having to go out. There's the play. Oh, splits the defense with the behind the back.
That was the play of the game right there.
That's such a beautiful read.
I guess he got hit in the Adam's apple.
Yeah,
the first
I think
time,
so.
And
it
it's
looked
just
like that.
sore, maybe. They're going to look at it. That's why you got to have a good training staff over there, which they do.
He's really struggling to breathe.
Issa. Shot clock about to expire. He tries to put it up, and he's not going to. Terrific defense from China. Terrific effort.
Yeah.
From the Far East Giants.
And that's important, and I'm sure that's what Coach Du was talking about in the locker room, saying, guys, we're going to have to step up the intensity. We're going to have to become a lot scrappier than maybe we normally are. Just a little bit more dogged about their performance.
Jiang. And a push, and good work from Jai, establishing position. Big, strong number 9.
It looks like Chisholm's going to come straight back in. Do you have a feeling it's going to be a case of him playing a few minutes, going to the bench, getting patched up again, and coming back out again?
Well, let's just hope he's okay. I mean, that's the main concern.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an unusual injury.
I mean, he's played basketball a lot, so probably it's very uncomfortable for him. Something he hasn't experienced before. Jai gets in, and the foul called on Hamuda.
Yeah, and Hamuda's third foul as well, alongside Adolatsi now. 2 of the key players.
Great work by Jai, one of the veterans. Issa goes out of the game, and Rashid comes in. Mustafa Hussein Rashid.
And for me, I think this is the strongest 5 for Bahrain on the floor right now.
Although Issa's had some nice plays tonight.
Yeah, it's true. He's certainly stepped up.
So the lead goes back to 6 points, and Chisholm looks a bit uncomfortable, to be honest. Jai and Hamuda able to, he was able to turn it. Hamuda goes up to Jai, hugs him. Good sportsmanship.
And that's the key. You know, it's for players to sort these issues out. It's not for officials to be left to have to do it. Players need to take that responsibility to sort the problems out on the floor at times.
China picking up the pressure. Put in the game, guarding the ball. Rashid. Looking for space. Oh boy, they went for the steal. Nice give and go. They get it to Chisholm. Oh wow! I mean, the Chinese defense was just all over them like white on rice, and still Bahrain. Look at this. They get rid of it.
I love this as well. Chisholm just
headed the ball away.
He heads it away with just aggression. But yeah, you're absolutely right. For China, there was just one mistake in that defense. They overcommitted at one point, and Bahrain were on it. It had to be precision, it had to be quick passing, and it absolutely was.
See him coaching up Hamuda over there, and Chisholm is just an absolute warrior, isn't he, for Bahrain? He must be absolutely thrilled he's in that national team.
Yeah, he's one rebound away from his double-double.
Hu Mingxin, and the ball going out of bounds. I don't know if it went off a fan. So back to a three-point game, and Bahrain can tie it with a three. I think they'll, interesting what offense this will be. Al-Darazi into Chisholm, and they pull to within one.
And this is the problem, and this is what some of the players were trying to work with Fan in the halftime, how to guard Chisholm. Fan did a great job in game day one, phenomenal job. But he's really struggled today against Chisholm.
Jai over to Hook. Back to Jai. Three. Oh boy, that was silky smooth from number 9. And number 9 is fine.
And to be fair, Nasser couldn't have played better defense. He was, you know, he almost gave him a high five on the flick through. That was good defense. It was just better offense.
Well, he was a meter behind the arc as well. That was NBA-ish three. And now Al-Darazi fouled while attempting a three, and Hu needs to be careful.
There's no point in even having a conversation with the ref now. The Chinese team need to understand. At best, you can give the referee a look.
He's not going to change his mind.
No, you can give him a puzzled look. I don't understand the call, but you need to learn. Don't even have a conversation with the officials right now. Nothing good is going to come of that conversation.
Nasser goes out, and Hamuda back in after getting coached up, and Maitham Issa coming back in for Kadam. Big free throws, and Al-Darazi makes the first. Boy, he is, you can see he is still struggling over there.
In tournament play, it's interesting, you know, half of the battle is just patching up your players in between games. And I think there'll be a fair bit of patching up of Chisholm in between this game and then next.
You got 19 points, 9 rebounds, and the 3 free throws from Al-Darazi gets it back to a 1-point game. Zhang back outside, Hurl for 3, nope, and Pan Zimming with the rebound, so another opportunity. Zhu. And boy, he's a tough customer, isn't he, when he's driving, but he just lost control a little bit. He lost his handle here. Look at this. Oh no, that was the great defense by Issa, who reached in and knocked it away. Al-Darazi for 3. Go! Bahrain have taken the lead.
That is a huge shot. And Al-Darazi, you know, he's happy to step up in those big plays. He feeds on that pressure on that level.
Pan Zimming. And Chisholm rebounds the miss.
And that's his double-double now. 19 points, 10 rebounds for Chisholm. It's almost not worth announcing. It's a logical for Chisholm now.
How will China respond now that they're losing? Al-Darazi, that's off.
And they've dropped into this zone because of the problems Chisholm has caused them. They don't believe that they can match up straight one-to-one with Chisholm.
29 is fine. Jang puts China back in front. Gutsy shot. China the 2-3.
Bahrain running it through their offense way too slowly.
Chisholm for 3, and this time off to the right.
Bahrain need to be more brisk on that offense. They can't just walk through the motions. It's not going to be enough.
This time a 2, and Jang is stepping up to the plate.
These are big plays right now. This is a critical moment in the game. The last 2.5 minutes of this third quarter. Is it going to stay close, or can either of these teams open it out? If Jang's got anything to do with it, looks like it's going to be a Chinese lead at the end of the quarter.
It's oh, and now he
twist.
He twisted his ankle.
Yeah, I think he came down on Zhu's foot.
Oh dear. Cue more drama. Is he going to try to run it off?
Certainly not going to step out of the game, I don't think.
I think Kataman's going to come in.
Oh, he's there as he went to walk away. As he went to run away, his heel got caught. Wow, more and more drama in this game. The twists and turns.
Literally the twists and turns. See if China can get Gu open for 3. He steps out. But this is the hot man, and he gets open again. What a mistake. How many shots does he have to make, Jang, before you get on him? Well, somebody had to rise to the occasion for China, and so far it's been that man, Jang. Al-Darazi's pass knocked away, and then Rashid fouls Jang.
At the moment, the offense that Bahrain are running is just completely ineffective against that zone. I don't know if it's because the front 2 on the zone are pretty spread, and that's not the way that the offense is designed to work against. But they need to change out whatever offensive set they're running right now, because it's creating no options whatsoever.
Well, who now definitely getting some attention, but then he drifts in and he backs in another one. They can't stay with him.
He's just on fire right now. Jang is just
18 points.
That's unreal. Only been on the floor 13 minutes.
Plays for Jilin. Rashid. Boy, they were desperate for that shot to fall. Bahrain.
Yeah, things are starting to get a little bit out of hand, weren't they? That'll settle some nerves before the end of the quarter. But Bahrain have seemed to have done that. They seem to have got shots at key moments in the game.
Jang just 22 years of age. Another 3. And he's fouled while attempting the 3. And Kadim hears it from his coach.
Yeah, he needs to go over the screen. That screen was absolutely moving. There's no two ways about it. Wang was nowhere near stationary. You can look at it here. But he needs to go over. He can't go under the screen. You never go under the screen on any shooter, let alone a shooter who is absolutely red hot right now.
Well, Kadim's, Jang still has to make the free throws. But he has been the story for China.
Yeah, I think there's a few presents coming from Sun and Zhao towards Jang at the end of this game if China can hold on to the lead, because that's going to save them a real earful from the coaching staff.
This is the second. Kadim feeling bad about the foul, but you got to put it behind you. Makes 2 of 3. China up 5. So Bahrain will I don't know if they need to take it down as far as possible or not, because I'm pretty sure China's still going to get a decent look here. So it's kind of like it's a changeable zone. Now they've gone into a man-to-man, and Chisholm fouled his. Oh wow! He hooked him, Chisholm. He say he hooked him. Watch this. Oh, that's a great call. That's an easy call for the ref.
Yeah, it's exactly the right call. The problem Chisholm's got there, he's spinning blind. He has no idea where his defender is when he's spinning. And that's
Can
why
they get another one, though? And they dodged the bullet. Bahrain. So an absolute sublime performance from Jiang has helped China keep their noses in front. They lead at 66-61 over Bahrain at the end of 3.
Yeah, and they have so much to thank Jiang for in that quarter. He stood up and decided to take on some of the lost weight from the disqualified players. Coach Du in the huddle now, I'm sure will be much happier.
上来找这个人，明白意思吧？他走了，推过来，走了以后你再去推下去，你别都到那里做了大防之后出来点到那个超位，他一走过来大防追出来，你防到5号位了，你明白意思吧？你上来，大防你来防。
Well, enjoy the highlights. It's entertaining stuff, folks. Probably a bit nerve-wracking if you're a fan of Bahrain or China, but for the neutral, it's really good stuff, and we got 10 exciting minutes.
And for me, I think this kind of sums up the Asia Cup. This wasn't necessarily the game I was looking forward to most today. This wasn't the one that I was thinking was going to be one that kept me on the edge of my seat. And it's, you know, in a weird way, in an unfortunate way for China, it's really dealt up an interesting matchup.
The funny thing is, though, more than anything, as it regards to the hot topic, the main talking point, the ejections, the technicals, is, you know, you have a 14-point lead when all of this happens.
Yep.
So, anyway, scan that in. I mean, you know, if you're leading by, you know, the worst is they've called something on you that you don't like, but don't, you know, you're still up. You're good.
But the thing you've got is you almost forgive one technical. That's just over-exuberance, but that's the warning point.
Right.
That's the kind of flare in the air for the officials to say stop.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when you calm down. So I think they'll probably know that, and maybe they have a point to make. But you know what?
It's not the way you make it.
But a lot of teams don't get calls, and you don't respond by going at referees in front of the crowd.
But it'd be interesting to see if there's any hangover from this situation now with regards to maybe the way the game is reffed in future games. You know.
Gu's time, and Gu's missed his 3. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it will certainly be. I think we'll be hearing more about it back at the hotel, certainly. And Chisholm gets it and goes up. Oh, he misses the shot. Just a couple now. Chisholm
should have taken a dribble, just a power dribble and explode against Gu. Would have helped him greatly in that rather than just trying to go straight up.
Gu into the paint, fades back. Oh, he's missed a couple, strangely. This is no time for either side to start missing shots. And so Issa steps up, and once again, it's a 2-point game. Jiang over to Gu. Here's Zhu. And, oh, boy, he's good, isn't he?
Yeah. This is the thing you've got. Jiang stepped up in that third quarter. But there's so many good shooters in this Chinese roster. There truly is that it could be anyone that just spots up. And you have to guard them. You know, Rashid in that situation probably could have worked harder to get to the corner.
He's able to get it into Chisholm, and he misses, but there's Hamuda. He gets blocked by Wang Jailin. A great defensive, or by Gu, rather. He got that block. Anyway, and 2 free throws awarded.
And I like that from Hu as well. Just taking it straight at Bahrain.
Yeah, it was Wang Jielin that had the block.
Substitution China.
I just think Rashid could have been there a bit quicker, but even then, it's a beautiful shooting form. Let's see what Coach Nikosius thinks about it.
Good concentration by Hu Mingxin. To a 6-point advantage. And now the lead goes to 7.
Yeah, and Bahrain really can't afford it to extend out any further. If this gets to double digits, that's a really big ask for Bahrain to come back into it. They need to keep the scoreboard ticking over for them as well if they want this to stay a game.
Chisholm, and still not afraid to take that shot.
No, and I like that. Chisholm's changed. You know, he clearly wasn't getting any joy down in the low block, so he steps up to the high post and just pulls up for that free throw line jumper.
Well, he's playing through the pain, though. He keeps reaching up to his neck, his throat area. Jai down low, passes back out to Zhu. Bounce pass back to Fan. Fan going up against Hamuda. Oh, step back and look at the battle for the ball. Terrific work by Jai of China. Hut run off the 3. Oh, a technical foul has been called on Issa for flopping.
Technical foul, number 7, Bahrain.
Watch this.
Oh my goodness, that was an awful flop.
Yeah.
Wasn't even a good flop. It wasn't even believable.
The Iraqi referee makes another call on a technical. And here's Hunt.
I really just enjoyed one of the officials explaining to Issa why he got the flop, and he did an impersonation of his flop.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. That was good to watch the official show Issa exactly what his flop looked like.
Yeah. By the way, we've been confirmed you can call him Asa or Isa. Or Issa, in fact. Here we go. Now. Issa. Oh, Rashid flies in, gets the layup.
It's quick thinking mid-air to take the dribble. Otherwise, he was going to come down and travel. But Rashid seems to have a habit of that, right? Comes in at the right moments, keeps the scoreboard going for Bahrain.
Yeah, they need somebody to do it. Shu pulls up a short jumper. Chisholm says, I got this one. Chisholm again. Hu Mingxin then pulls it back out.
Just feels like China at the moment feeling a little bit more confidence, feeling a little bit more controlled, like they've found some stability.
Good hands. And amazing that Hu comes up with the basketball after caught him. Oh, Chisholm is going to get that rebound.
Yeah, rebound 13 for Wayne Chisholm now. He may be injured, but he's still 21 points, 13 rebounds.
Oh, Rashid pulls up, and just like you said, they need a score. He's got it.
Yeah, he's brought them within 2. Certainly making Coach Du sweat all the way to the final buzzer on this one, Bahrain.
Oh boy, he comes up and makes a steal up ahead to Hamuda. And Hamuda He's struggled a few times, but he has tied the game at 72. Well, if China are feeling more comfortable, maybe they shouldn't be, because it's tied. And midway through the fourth quarter, almost, it's game on.
Yeah, it certainly is. This one's going to go down to the wire, and Coach Du is not happy. He is barking in his players' faces. This is going to be quite a loud timeout, I reckon.
希望还让你们大家都耐住，把打不上劲儿，好不好？啊，打个5下，把球传好，打完拿球打快一点，啊，把球控制，还有不吃犯规把球打完，好吧？啊，不按联防他还跳投，先盯人，先盯人，先盯个人回合再说，啊。这个挡拆太容易了，没有压力，兄弟，随便几天跳投给他上点身体上。 他处理不了球，你上来接球后卫。
This was Rashad rather, who had those 2 baskets, and that was the steal leading up to Hamuda. And all of a sudden, we've got a tie game. I mean, look at that. Solid effort by Rashad. I don't think anybody would have expected any of this.
No, no, absolutely not. This is...
You can't make it up, really.
No, there's no way anyone would have written the script for this game. There's absolutely so many different players stepping up at different points in the game. Obviously, the drama of the 2 disqualified Chinese players. Jiang stepping in the third quarter and lighting things up. Gu starting things for China really well. Just really has been almost like a soap opera on the hardwood.
Wang Jailin. Oh, boy, that was powerful. Great call by Du. I think Wang Jailin wanted a foul, but
I think that was just good big man play. Good defense, but the offense was better.
Al-Darazi. Tough touch pass. Rashad for 3. That's off. And Gu rebounds. Wang again. Clearly, that's the mission. Get it inside. Oh, wow. They have just teed up. Well, they've just teed up Chisholm. I mean, you feel kind of bad for Chisholm because he's bearing the brunt of everything, but at the end of the day, they got to be consistent. If you react, wow.
That's the thing, is consistency. The officials have set the line now, and the line is no talking. That's literally the line now. No conversation at all, particularly within the heat of the moment. I think post-play, we're seeing players do it now. You can have a conversation with the officials, but in the heat of that play, you can't react.
Well, now we've seen 2 technicals called on Bahrain, and chance for Wang Jailin to pull this in closer, and he does not. To Chisholm, he's made his point that he feels like he's defending well, so in a way he's probably won that opportunity, but he's also got 4 fouls now.
Yeah, that's the problem. He's going to have to tread very carefully.
And he takes it away this time.
That's brave. That's brave defense on 4 fouls.
It is. Into Chisholm and reaching in, Gu taking it away.
Al-Razi's pass was just too light, too soft. He needed to whip it in.
Gu for 3, that's short.
That's great defense by Kardem then. Gave Gu absolutely no space to get that shot away.
Well, Wang powers his way in and makes the shot up to a 4-point game.
And I'm not surprised that Coach Lukushis is now going to bring Hamuda back in, because Chisholm can't be that rim protector with 4 fouls. He needs some support. Kardem tried, but just doesn't have the size to stop someone like Wang Jailin.
Rashid drives in, outside, Issa. Wow, the clutch The clutch shots that we've seen tonight.
They just refuse to go away.
For both of these teams, really.
But from Bahrain, China must be wondering what is going on. They keep putting on a good show. They're playing good basketball. They open up a bit of a gap, and then Bahrain just find a way back in.
Terrific defense. Unbelievable. Chisholm just giving everything for this team tonight.
He's just got to put in another big 3 minutes without any fouls if they've got a chance of getting the win.
It's almost. They could look at it if they want.
Timeout.
Watch this. This was the clutch right at the end, the hand in the face.
Wow. And the defense can't be any better. That's great defense by China. The just shot was off the charts.
So China's complaining because they're saying with under 3 minutes they should be able to review the out of bounds call. They actually had a coach just went over to the table. And I'm thinking that the referees are so certain in their decision that they say it's not worth it.
Yeah, I think the review is their discretion ultimately. It's not, you know, it's not, there's no contest system within basketball, so the officials are happy. That's has to be accepted by the coaches.
Listen to Lukosius.
Amir, jump to the strong side, yes? You come in here, now. Wait. Yeah, you come in here, wait of this one. So pass here, jump and post it.
Yang, really one of the heroes for China tonight. He had a hot spell that was basically, he was sizzling with his threes, his drives.
And Bahrain need to identify that. They absolutely need to identify him as a threat and really give him big attention on the defensive end. Can't afford for him to get hot.
Fan back in for Wang Jailin. And boy, Chisholm couldn't quite react quickly enough to get it, and go! Puts it up for China. And they go back up by 3. Rashid. Extremely difficult to guard. And goes up and banks it in. I mean, this guy, he amazes me. He is terrific, isn't he? Look at the numbers and the way he scores shots. Must makes for Bahrain. So 15 points for him. Now Zhu gets to the baseline. It's intercepted. And up ahead to Rashid. Bahrain can take the lead again with a 2 or 3. Inside 2 minutes.
For me, look for Chisholm. He's had the better of that matchup inside.
Issa gets it to Chisholm, and he lays it up, and Bahrain have moved back in front.
Timeout, China.
Incredible.
That's the exact word, incredible. You know, the way Bahrain have played, and it's not like China have played poorly. They haven't. They've played some good basketball, but Bahrain have just never given up. They've just not backed down at all. They've pushed the whole game, and wow, what a last minute and 45 we've got ahead of us.
Coach, from the front? Yes. Let's go, guys. Let's go.
And I talked about it in the build-up to the game, and this is what Bahrain needed. It couldn't just be the Chisholm and Aldorazzi show. It wasn't going to be enough to beat China, and other players have just really stepped up. Issa stepped up with 16 points. Rashid stepping in with 15 points. Just a phenomenal performance. This truly would be a historic win for Bahrain if they can see this one out for 1 minute and 45.
Well, it just doesn't get any more interesting than this. Any more dramatic. The way it's all unfolded. Here it is. Puts it up, and Chisholm goes up for the rebound. Nervous times for China. They got to play defense now. They need to stop. They need to get possession back.
But Bahrain don't want to slow this game down too much. It's only a single-point lead. I know they want to run some clock, but don't run too much. Still run your offense.
Well, Zhang has to watch the shirt tug. Aldarazi doesn't get it. Now Wang has it. And China, again, search for the go-ahead bucket.
And Wang Jialing is a much better defensive proposition for China right now.
Zhang gets it back over to Zhang, who puts it up for 3. And Chisholm knocks it away from Wang.
He looks like he's running on fumes now, though, Chisholm. He's walking up the floor so slowly, but he's still got...
Well, I think he knows that he didn't need to rush up the court, basically. It's been a battling effort. Now Issa spins, turns, gets it back. Chisholm for 3. And China, they've got it. Couple chances to extend their lead. They have not. Bahrain, is it going to cost them?
Bahrain will get another attempt, though. The shot clock difference is enough space for them to go again.
Zhang gets it to who? Back to Zhang for 3. The offensive rebound, and he's fouled. Can you believe it? Go!
He's been pretty quiet in the second half, but what a time to wake up. Absolutely unbelievable. Majority of his points coming in the first quarter, but a big and one play just
no foul whatsoever. He was there, the ball fell to him kindly, really, and he was alert enough to go straight back up and look at the joy, the expression, the shouts of
means so much, and that's great to see. Interesting that they swap Wang Jialing out and bring Fu back in. I think that's a mistake for me. I really do. I think Chisholm has a much better chance against Fu, unless they're thinking that he's a better perimeter defender, maybe. And Bahrain are going to go for the 3 to win the game.
And he misses
on purpose. I think he gets his own rebound.
But he's touched out of bounds. The ball goes out of bounds.
I think they will review. I think they will review.
Yep, they can review it.
If they can review, I think they should on this one.
Yeah.
This is too much of a big play. This is an absolute game-changing play. Yeah,
they're going to look at it.
That's the right call by the officials. My goodness me. Just when you think it's settling down and we know which way it's going to go. Let's have a look at this review. Both coaching staffs will just be waiting on this. This really will make or break it.
What do you think? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's gone off for him.
Yeah, it's gone off for him. I feel for him because he get the ball, his momentum took him out of bounds, so he had to let go of possession to get himself back in bounds, and then when he went to touch it, he just knocked it out of bounds. Yeah, for me, that's Bahrain ball. They want to look at it from another angle. I think the other angle is probably going to be better for them. Yeah, that's clearly, for me, Bahrain ball. It's just whether they want to look at the clock as well. Maybe that's why they wanted that other angle, to check the clock. I think it's going to be, is it going to be put to 6-point now?
Yeah, that's the right call.
Yeah.
So what do we do now? Rashid, does he get the ball and get to control the destiny
5.4, I think. Is it 5.4? Yeah, I think they're going to take a second off the clock as well. Yeah, Coach Lukosius has actually got 2 timeouts to play with China. We've got a single timeout left, so let's listen to this Bahrainian timeout.
Ahmed, you with the ball. Pass to the Ahmed. Cut that side. Mosti is here, and Amir, you are here. Yeah? So now, when you cut the ball, okay, this way, screen, and you going on the baseline, and back screen, and Mosti is coming here, okay, go there. Understand? Yes, difficult left hand pass, but okay. But quickly, when you pass the ball, go that side, clean the space. And now you set the screen, you know, he will not jump here. So go this way, very fast. I think they will, guys, they will foul you also. I have one more timeout, but look for the shot. If they are going for the foul, look, maybe they will foul like this.
Yeah, China, no fouls in this quarter whatsoever. And that's going to play a part. So Coach Lukosius is absolutely right. They're going to maybe try and let a second or 2 seconds off the clock, and then China will foul them before they get the shot attempt. And Coach Lukosius is saying, if they're going to foul you, get the shot away. You need to put the shot up because we need to get to the line. Interesting as well to hear Coach talking about it, saying that realistically it looks like it's going to be Al-Aratsi or Rashid that will be the 2 focus players, I presume, with Chisholm and Hamuda crashing the boards.
Here we go. Buckle them up, folks. Al-Aratsi, Chisholm. He doesn't have time. They knock it away. They run out of time. They don't even get a shot off. And in the most incredible, unlikely game, I can't understand. Wow, what a finish. So China win it 80-79. They survive. They get their first win at the FIBA Asia Cup.
Wow, what a game. Full drama for the final game of the day, and it's sad to see the game for me go out that way, that they didn't even get the shot away, but it was the defense of China that played perfectly. But a really evenly matched game between these two. Bahrain really putting in a shift, doing everything they could. Phenomenal, really, and China escaped with the win. Gu leading them in scoring with 22, Chisholm leading Bahrain with 23. A really great way to close out game day 3.
Well, there you go. It's you just never know what to expect in the game of basketball. It's just crazy. And the fact that China has survived, I think, is probably the best way to put it. They survived.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's that game. They were ripe to be beaten.
And to be honest, after those 2 disqualifications, it felt like that was the best outcome that was possible for China, just to survive this. You know, they've put themselves really, really in a deep hole with the way that Sun and Zhao behaved and got disqualified from the game. And you have to have a huge amount of respect for some of the players that stepped up. The likes of Jiang, you know, he only scored 6 points in the first game, and he stepped up in a huge way in that game, in the pivotal moments. Some of those players that weren't necessarily expecting to play important roles filled those roles and enabled their team to pick up the win. And remember, this was so important. If they'd gone 0-2, that game against Chinese Taipei just went through the roof on how important that game was.
Well, in one sense, you feel for Bahrain because they came out and they put in a great performance, but it's incredible how a team that has such great execution in some respects to get those amazing baskets couldn't execute that last play. You know, credit the China defense, but
yeah, it was great defense, but there's no excuse for getting no shot away.
Yeah.
Not maybe, you know,
it's just
not going to get a good shot, but you've got to get a shot away in 6.4 seconds.
I think you have to say it's incomprehensible that you don't get a shot.
And from the neutrals' perspective, as we sit here as neutrals, it was kind of deflating that they didn't at least get that shot away so we could have that slow motion moment of the ball arcing towards the basket and whether it was going to be made or not. But you have to give credit to China. You know, so many big performances stepping up when they needed them, and it puts their Asia Cup back on track. It was looking shaky, but it seems to be, you know, moving towards being back on track now.
Now it can be more of a teaching point for them. It's disappointment for Bahrain. There's no doubt about it. There's no way to sugarcoat it, but they did give us a thrilling game. But that matters very little now to Bahrain. Anyway, Korea up at the top at 2-0. They are in the quarterfinals. Chinese Taipei and China will battle it out for second place. And Bahrain are 0-2. And, well, they will take on Korea next. It's been a day of thrills, spills, plenty of chills, plenty of excitement. It's the FIBA Asia Cup. Tune in tomorrow, folks. Thanks for watching.